All right, guys, we're going to get into a brief introduction of division today. And some of the terms that we've kind of already discussed, but we need to really feel comfortable with when working in division are divisor, dividend, and quotient. The divisor is the number that you're dividing by. So given the problem, I have 22 M&Ms and I want to split them up between two people. My number that I'm dividing by is 2. I'm splitting it up into two groups. One person and another person, that's 2. So that's my divisor. My dividend is the number that's being divided. So 22 is how many M&Ms I have. That's my dividend. That's how many M&Ms I'm going to split up. That's the number I'm splitting up. The quotient is the answer to a division problem. So if I have 22 divided by 2, each person is going to get 11 M&Ms. 11 would be the quotient. That's however many is in each of the two groups. That's how many that we will get each. Division can look differently when you see it in computation form. It can be in one of these 3 ways. It can either have a line with a dot on the top and the bottom, and that's read 30 divided by 5. It can have a slash, and it's read 30 divided by 5. Or it can have this little corner box. And this one is a little bit different, but this is the one we're going to use most of the time when we do division, and especially when we get into long division in a few weeks. 30 divided by 5. You read this one backwards. Most students want to say 5 divided by 30. Well, if I took 5 and I divided it equally into 30, I'm not going to have an even whole number. I'm going to end up with a decimal. I'm going to end up with a number that is less than 0. So that's not how you read this problem. You read it from what's inside the box out. And the quotient or the answer would actually go on top of the box. When do you divide? You might be thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, I remember in 3rd grade we talked about division, and I remember fact families, but how do I know when I'm supposed to divide? Well, in class we're going to go over a lot of vocabulary that's going to tell us when we're supposed to divide. Usually when you hear the word each or shared equally, then you know that you're splitting something up. You're dividing it into groups. So you use division when you want to split up, share, or divide items equally into groups. That's when you use division. You want to split something up. You want to see how many will fit in a group if I split it up. Okay, so here's a problem for us to look at. Jesse has 24 candies. He wants to share them between him and 3 friends. How many candies will each person get? Okay, first, choose the operation that you're going to use. Well, I'm sharing. I'm splitting something up, so I'm using division. Number 2, remember, you always state these things when you have a word problem. What do you know? Well, I know that there's 24 candies, and I know that they're shared between 4 people. And some of you might say, oh, whoa, 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 it's only 3 people. Go back to the problem. Why do I say 4 people? Think about that for a second. Why am I saying 4 people and not 3 people? Jesse has 24 candies. He wants to share them between him and 3 friends. How many candies will each person get? I think somebody might have it. The reason why I said 4 people is because it says he wants to share them between him and 3 friends. So he wants some, and then he wants to share it with 3 friends. So it's actually all 24 candies are getting shared between 4 people. Jesse, and then 1, 2, 3 friends. That's why it's split into 4. So you need to be really careful because questions will try to trick you. You have to be a good math detective. Number 3, what are you asked to find? I know what it's already told me. What am I trying to find out? What am I trying to answer? Well, the question part is how many candies will each person get? So that's what I'm trying to find out. I'm trying to find out how many candies each person out of the 4, if there's 24 candies, how many they will each get. Step 4, draw a picture. I always recommend drawing a picture when you're not sure or just for good practices because drawing a picture really puts your thoughts down in front of you on a visual image and helps you figure it out. So here I drew a total of 24 and I put 4 boxes. These 4 boxes represent 4 people. Jesse and his 3 friends. 1, 2, 3. Then I took my 24 candies and I split them. And all I simply did was put 1 in each box until I was up to 24. Write an equation. 24 divided by 4. Now here I used this symbol. However, it can be written differently. Remember back, it could be a slash or the box. Then the last step you're going to do is solve that equation. 24 divided by 4 is going to give me 6 in each group. I found that out up here when I divided 24 into 4. So I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And that means it was even. I didn't have any left over. That gives me 6 M&Ms in each person's box, in each group. So each person will get 6 candies. Okay, review. Parts of a division equation. Number being divided is the dividend. 30 is being split up into 5 groups. However many groups you split it into is the divisor. It will equal 6 in each group. That's the quotient, the answer. Again, down here it just looks differently. I use the box form instead of the line with the dot on the top and the bottom. 24 divided by 3. 24 is my dividend. That's the number I'm splitting up equally. 3 is the number of groups I'm splitting it into, and however many would be in each group, or the answer, the quotient, would be 8. Now, what I would like for you to do tonight is practice labeling the parts to these problems. I've already given you the answer to each one of these problems. 14 divided by 2 is 7, 20 divided by 5 is 4, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. I simply want you to write them down, just like I have them here, and label each part. Tell me what part of the problem this is. Is this the quotient? Is this the dividend? Is this the divisor? I want you to draw an arrow like I did here and tell me what each part is and bring them to class prepared tomorrow to go over. As well as if you have any questions about what we went over today, please write those questions down and bring them to class as well. Thanks.